AbbVie stock, ticker symbol ABBV, reports earnings in just 2 days, February 2nd, and today, January 31st, we detected unusual options activity. And so in this video, we will analyze this data to find out what the wealthy investors are trading. Are they bullish or bearish on AbbVie for earnings? And before we get into this data, we did want to point out that the last time AbbVie reported earnings, which was back on October 27, the stock dropped, as you can see. And the video that we had shared was this one. It was before earnings. You can see October 26. This was a $2.5 million earnings trade. And even though it was a bullish trade that lost money on the day after earnings, you can see here, these 150 strike calls expiring January 2024, the January 19th, they were paying $455 for each of these. There was 5,617 contracts. Okay. And even though they lost money right after earnings, they were actually profitable, because you can see that on January 19, when these options expired, which is right here, okay, January 19, the stock was trading at 164. That is well above the $150 strike price. Okay, so just because the earnings based on unusual options were not profitable on the day after earnings does not necessarily mean the data was incorrect. We have to also take a look at when these options expire. And these options, when they expired, we showed that when we got into it, those 455s, look at what happened on January 19. Okay, these 150 strike calls, we were able to sell them back somewhere between $1,440 to $1,560. So we nearly made $1,000 for each of these trades, which was more than 200%, right? Because we only spent about $455. Okay, so this is why sometimes you have to wait and be patient and trust that these unusual options work out at the end, because as you know, these unusual options are the trades of wealthy investors, and they know a lot more on what will happen to the stock in whatever time period they choose for their expiration cycle. Okay, so if you are interested in these higher probability of profit trades, make sure to go to our website where you can learn more on how to gain access to the stock picks that the wealthy investors are trading. Okay, because there are trades that are risky, even for the upcoming earnings for AbbVie. These are risky trades. They're not as high probability of profit trades as the ones that we are sharing with our members. So check it out on our website. Put a link up at the top. And for the data today, you can see here that on the options time in sales tape, we have these 3,847. You can see these expire February 16, 170 strike calls and the 180 strike calls. You can see here that they are paying 146, selling 16. So each trade was 130, and since it was 3,847 contracts, this is about $500,000, $500,000. Okay, so not quite as much as the previous earnings, which was at 2.5 million. And so that's something you want to keep in mind, okay? Because the value of the trade matters, okay? So that is why if you want higher probability of profit trades, then find out more at our website on how you can gain access. Okay, so here we are. 170 strike calls, 180 strike calls. You can see here, volume much greater than the open interest, so we know these are opening trades. Okay, so they were buying the 170s, selling the 180s. They were paying about 130 for each of these vertical call spreads. So this is what their trade looks like. You can see here, positive 23 delta, which is a bullish trade. Okay. Now these are farther out the money, okay, because you can see that this is a 28 delta. Okay, so the stock has to move actually all the way to 170, right, which is possible. It's only about 3.4%, but it has to move quickly. Okay, so something to keep in mind. And also the if you look at the news, you can see here that today's report, this is what whales are betting on AbbVie. If you take a look at this, it actually says it's bearish instead of bullish. Okay, so keep in mind the risk here. All right, and when we take a look here, you can see that their analysis here says bearish for AbbVie. Okay, there's a neutral, but there's no bullish sentiment. Okay, so that's something you want to keep in mind with trading earnings. Okay, that if you are going to trade earnings, you want to just position size, make sure you can risk the appropriate amount. And so that is what we are doing. And we don't put a lot into earnings. All right, we put most of our capital in the trades that we share on our website. Okay, so we'll put a link at the top here again for our website if you want to gain access to those trades, and also the previous video on AbbVie over here on October 26th. We'll put a link here as well if you didn't see that one. All right, well, good luck, and let us know in comments below what you think will happen to AbbVie. Take care, and please smash the like button.